Josh didn't bring out. Well, kind of. Do you guys have a sense of who's going to be on the French team yet for people?
No, it's a good question. We don't really know the roster. They are doing like a training camp. I think in a few days, like they are starting something with some of the players that are not playing here, and then they will give the roster, but we don't really know when and who is going to make it. So yeah, sorry, I can't tell you more.
On that roster, though, it seems like not a lot of WNBA players were included because it just seems like there's an understanding that you guys playing in the WNBA matters. I guess just how do you reflect on that change over the years?
Well, it's just that now they recognize that we have a lot of French players playing here in this league, and they had to change it. And we have to understand that we might be in the same situation that Team USA, like playing here in this league and just go there, practice like 2 days and play the first game. It's going to be tough, but like whatever the roster, I think we know each other. We had some history all together. It's also not only 12 people, like it's a group that we've been like playing together since a long time now, so it's going to be different, but I think we will adapt our game, our like camp for a few days.
Maureen, were you granted an explanation on what happened on that get-together with Neko Gumike?
I was confused, like I don't really know what happened, and they said I was fouling someone. I don't even know, but I was confused, but it's okay.
What shifted in that fourth quarter for the Liberty? I mean, you've been up 40 points to the Sparks. Was it just fatigue at the end? What happened in the fourth quarter?
Well, they made a run, obviously, but I think sometimes we forget that they are going to make a run and that we have to keep pushing, play as a team, play together. But yeah, it happened earlier in the season, so it's something that we have to keep working on. We have to clean that up.
What's the key then to a consistent 40 minutes of defense?
Yeah, well, just stay together. I think we did a pretty good job the first 3 quarters. Just staying together, helping each other. I think we did a pretty good job in defense today. It was one of our best first half of the season, so we can be proud of that and keep working on that.
Obviously, the Sparks made a lot of shots, but what do you think about the team's offensive process, your teams, in that fourth quarter in terms of some turnovers with the ball movement and how that changed in the first 3 quarters?
Oh yeah, it's a good question. We just have to trust each other and play as a team again. It's never easy when a team is making a run. They had some tough shots, but it could happen. It's like against Indiana, they had they were shooting 80% the entire game. So sometime it will happen. It's the best league in the world. So we just have to stay together and we know that we are aware of of that. Like I said, earlier in the season it happened. So yeah.
What are the difficulties though of playing with that big lead? Do you think you go away from kind of playing early in the offense and kind of trying to dribble the ball out a little bit?
Yeah, it's never easy. Even I can think about games overseas. It's never easy when at halftime you win by 15 or 20. Sometimes maybe you don't want to, but you relax a little bit. You want to do something else that Chris is asking. So we don't know. It's something that happened in basketball.
What kind of spark was provided when Sabrina comes back? She leaves the floor for that ankle injury. What kind of spark did it provide when she returned to the rest of the bench?
Yeah, it was cool to see that she was okay, and she was being I think more aggressive also. She had some tough shot, and she was creating for us, so it was good.
A few more.
Ryan, we found out earlier today that Satu is taking some time away from the team. I guess just what is your message to her as she, continues to go through what she's going through?
Yeah, well, she talked to us like a few days ago, and we all know that it's a tough situation. It's never easy when you can't really control your injury or how you feel. So we are just here for her. We are supporting her. Whatever she needs, we will be here. I think it's also good for her to take some time away. It will be, I think, helpful.
Thanks, Marie.
You had 3 steals in the first half. What did you make of your defensive performance early on?
I don't know. I think everybody was trying to be like more aggressive, and I just tried to did it too. So yeah, I just tried to be aggressive, grab the ball, run the floor. Yeah.
What were the most? Oh, go ahead, Trey.
How do you describe what happened defensively in the fourth?
I don't know. We know like it's gonna be up and down, and this one was really long, but we made it. Like we won the game at the end, but we know like we have to improve on this and not like let them score. I don't know, 40 points or something like this. But yeah, we were like less aggressive, I think, too. So we just have to keep going. Like we don't care about the score. Like just like keep going, continue to be aggressive in defense, run the floor in offense, and yeah.
With that in mind, what were the most sustainable aspects do you think that you can carry over to the rest of the season in the first 3 quarters defensively?
Just like be more in the gap, like stay in front of the ball, like continue like the rotation and everything. I think we did this really good like on the first half, less in the second half and the last quarter especially. So yeah, just continue like to keep going, like communicate and rotate.
There's been a few games where you guys have like led up big runs, like 18-2, or tonight was 21-0. And in the past, Brianna previously said something along the lines of you guys would go internally and like everyone would kind of try to do their own thing to stop the bleeding. Do you think today you guys did a better job at like collectively trying to stop
Yeah,
it?
I think it was really good. Like the first half was really good. Like in defense, like we steal a lot of ball. Like not only me, but I think everybody, because we were on the gap. Like we just rotate everywhere. Even if it wasn't like the good rotation, we just did it with aggressivity. So I think it helped us a lot. So we just have to try to do this during like all the game and especially on the last quarter too.
How do you, I got a couple. Do you want to be, as a team, like higher up in the gaps and forcing more turnovers? Is that something you guys have talked about?
Yeah, I think we can do it. Like we have the player to do it, to be really aggressive, and when we are doing it like good, we can have some easy basket after in offense. So we just try to be more aggressive and yeah, just up everybody and go.
And
fast.
then you mentioned rotating aggressively, even if it's kind of off schedule or whatever. Do you feel like in general communication, talking has been a weakness or a strength? How would you evaluate how well you guys talk in rotation?
I think this point is better now, but yeah, we saw like when we are doing this, like the defense is better, even if it's like not a good rotation. Like I said, like we're just gonna have the ball and run the floor after. So yeah, like every time we are doing it is better.
How would you describe your role on offense specifically, and how do you determine when to be more or less aggressive during a game?
I just try to run the floor, like drive to the basket, kick out, like just be aggressive every time I have the ball, or like even on the cut sometimes like we don't have the ball, but it's just so important to like bring the defense with me and have an open layup for my teammates. So yeah, just try to read the game.
With the World Cup coming up, like how are you managing, obviously, pouring everything you have into Liberty, but also trying to be fresh and good to go when the World Cup opens?
I don't really think about it for the moment because we don't know the list either. So I'm just trying to be focused on the games coming with the Liberty, and we'll see what happens after. I hope I'm going to be in the team, of course, but I'm just trying to think about what happened now and not after.
Pauline, what have you made of what Rebecca Allen has brought to the starting lineup?
She's really good. Like she's like hitting a lot of 3-point shots. Like every time she's in a good spot, like she's cutting good without the ball. Like even in defense, she has a lot of steal. She's really long arms. So yeah, she's just really nice for the team. Like we need Beck, and she's just showing this like on the court now. So that's really good, and we are really happy to have her.
Yeah, a few more. Pauline, throughout the season, you've expressed some frustration with the adjustment of some of your perimeter defense and just trying to keep players in front and find that matchup with the physicality, how physical you can be. This first half seemed like the most comfortable you've looked out there in terms of the mix of the on-ball fighting through screens, but also recovering to passing lanes. How do you feel like you're making an adjustment on that front throughout the year?
I think that's better. Like, okay, today I did a lot of fouls, but like I think during the last few games that's better. I can like stay with my player, try to go like in the screen, like so. I'm just trying to be aggressive. And I don't know. It's just like a feeling. When I feel I can go with, I will try to be with, and just like I'm just trying to adapt. Like depend on also who is in front of me, But yeah, I'm doing good.
Last question. She sort of tweaked that ankle in the third quarter, but then she was able to come back. I guess just what type of a lift was she able to give you guys amid, going in and out there?
We know like she's gonna be there. Like even during the game, I know, like she was like she twisted her ankle, but I know like she's gonna be coming back to the game and play. Like she's like such a good like player for us. Like we know like she's gonna like be aggressive to the basket or bring people with her, and we can play after. So I don't know, like she's just like good when she's on the court with us. She's bringing a lot of stuff. So yeah, even if she's out for 2 minutes, she's gonna come back and play good for us. Like she made the free throw at the end. It was so important for us. So like we just trust her a lot.
Thanks, Pauline.
Appreciate your comments.
Thank you.
Do you think? Well, first of all, I'll only get through one.
Yep.
Tip pass.
Yep. You know what it is.
You're up 3. The tip pass off the rebound. What is going through your mind right there? Just the awareness to make that play kind of ends up being the difference.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it was just making a heads-up play. I knew that the shot clock was down low. I knew that Marine was also down there, so I just tried to make a quick play, and I knew that she was going to have a better opportunity than me, like trying to catch, turn, and finish. So, yeah, I just made a heads-up play. Did I get the assist?
Yeah. You should have.
I hope so. We're going to see. Yeah, I know the rules. We have order and decorum around here, okay? All right, there we go.
First 3 quarters, it felt like that was the best the defense has been, if not for a while,
Yeah.
all season.
Yeah.
What do you think can be taken from that and so brought forward to other games?
Yeah, I think we were just flying around and helping each other. I think we were in the right places. We were plugging the gaps. So it didn't feel like whether you were, guarding the person who had the ball handler, like you were out there by yourself. And you knew that if you went to try to make a play, that other people had your back. And I think that's the feeling and the vibe that we're going for defensively. And the more that we can have that, I think the more that we're going to really be successful. Because I don't think like scoring is a huge issue for us. I think it's us being able to get stops and then limiting teams from scoring like 100 points, 90 points like that. Just keeping the game more like on the defensive side in check.
This was a very back and forth game, like
Yeah.
from the third quarter to the fourth.
Yeah.
Can you describe what the atmosphere and the emotions were like in the locker room immediately afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, the atmosphere and the emotions were, like, everybody was happy that we pulled out the win. Obviously, still that issue of playing 3 really good quarters and not really, putting the whole game together. And so, we just got to go back, look at the film, see what we can do to be better. But, you think about the first game, we played them in L.A., and the game goes differently. They run a play on the backside, hit a 3, and they win the game. And so, to kind of be in a similar situation and be able to come out with the win, I think is a good thing. But we also have to now make sure that we're turning the page and not allowing teams to come back in these games where we have such big leads. It's you. It's you. He ain't got no questions. Yeah.
You just mentioned turning the page. I mean, obviously we're in this final stretch of the second half of the season.
Yeah.
What is it going to take to unlock that consistently? I mean,
Yeah.
you talked about it in practice about being aggressive for 40 minutes. But
Yeah.
sometimes it seems like it's not happening with this group without
Yeah.
Rio, without Satu.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it's the shots that we take offensively. I think when we take really good shots offensively, whether they go in or not, I feel like we're able to get back. We're able to build our wall. We're able to, I guess, have more success defensively because of the choices that we're making on the offensive side. And I do also think that, like, when we get leads for some reason, I think our offense tends to go in the direction of doing things that we haven't done, at the beginning of the game. And so I think we just have to go back and look at that and see, like, what are the things that are advantageous to us? What are the things that we can run and some of the things that got us in that position? And I think kind of sticking with that and not really flipping the script. So I think sometimes we get a little anxious and we do things that we aren't normally doing.
So in 2024, when you guys won the championship, sorry.
All right. I'm gonna let it slide. You better ask quick. You better ask quick.
I
All right.
was gonna move to Jackie.
Okay, go ahead. Come on, Jackie.
No.
Oh.
I said you were going to.
Oh, okay.
Following up.
Uh-huh.
Being a bad person. But,
Okay, go ahead.
2024 is like one of this group's best defensive seasons. Obviously,
Yeah.
this is a completely new roster.
For sure.
What do you think, outside of it being a new roster, with the core at least,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of defense?
Yeah. I mean,
What's different?
yeah. I have to get back to you on that one. That's a tough question. I gotta really sit and think about that one. Yeah.
A follow-up?
Nah.
When we talk about this fourth quarter where you guys give up 40 points,
Yeah.
can you just explain to us what the feeling was out
Yeah.
on the court defensively? What were the sights and the sounds?
Yeah. Sights and the sounds during that time. I mean, I think they ran that X play a few times to get Ray Burrell going downhill, and she was kind of scoring really well. They put Neka at the top of the key, kind of to stop me from being able to help as Ray was coming off, and then it ended up being a really low help with Stewie in the corner or whoever was in that corner, and so it's a really tough play to guard. So I think just trying to figure out ways to get to stop, ways to also be successful offensively, because again, I think our offense, even though I hate to say it, sometimes dictates our defense, and the shots that we take will also matters for us. So, yeah, I think just trying to get stops. Like, we're out there talking, we're trying to figure it out. But I think they ran some really good offense, and I think that we did some things offensively to also help them. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think first 10 points came near the paint or in the paint. A lot of them just come from working on the offensive glass. But
Yeah.
is there like somewhere in the offense where you like to start in offense positions, or?
Like where I like to start?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously in the paint is good, but I think screening and rolling really opens up a lot for us offensively, whether, I'm the recipient of the pass or it opens up other things for other people, because like my gravity when I'm rolling is bringing people in to help. So yeah, any of those places is good for me.
John Quell, Coach DeMarco mentioned that the first three periods of this game, some of the best you guys played all year, particularly on the defensive front.
Yeah.
What do you think were the most sustainable aspects defensively in those first three periods that you can take over the rest of the season?
Most sustainable, I think, like being on the nail defensively, so being in that midline and really stopping offensive ball handlers as they're coming downhill towards the middle, so being in there and then trusting the other people behind us to rotate. I think our second and third rotations were really good tonight, and I think if you watch the game against Indiana, Indiana really exploited that against us, and I think tonight we did a way better job of really being there for second and third rotations. And so I think the activity, the energy defensively, and being in the right places to start are things that we can kind of take away as things that are sustainable and really good for us.
John Quill.
When you're done.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, dang, I was waiting for it.
John Quill, you're talking about the difference offensively in the first three quarters, so forth. But in those first three, you guys were also really opportunistic, running with pace, off turnovers.
Yes.
When you have a big lead and you're kind of trying to bleed out the clock a bit, obviously you're not going to take as many chances like that.
Yeah.
But how is a way that you guys can maintain your identity without being as risky with the ball?
Yeah, I just think that we get stagnant offensively. I think we start running plays where, it's like people standing in the corners and then just something happening at the top, and that's not really advantageous for us. And I think tonight we were successful because we were moving the ball from side to side. We were making them help. We were exploiting their defense. And I think when we slow down in the way that we played in the second half, it just allowed them to kind of, some people rest, on defense, and it allowed them to kind of build their wall a little bit too versus moving them and exploiting their help side and different stuff like that. So I think just getting the ball from side to side and flowing into things a little bit better. I think even when we ran like our core play, which is open, like we weren't moving as quickly as we were moving in the first, and I think that made a big difference too.
Save the worst for last.
Not worse. Come on.
You guys have a few times this season had some lopsided runs. Tonight was 21-0. We've had 18-2 in the past and stuff. When you guys are experiencing that type of like funk in a game, I guess, how much do you feel like it's the responsibility of the players on the floor to stop the bleeding versus like the coaching staff maybe having to come in and take a timeout?
Yeah.
What is that like balance?
I think it's a collaborative process. I think, we all want to always be on the same page and, like have them say things in certain times and be able to make adjustments as players on the court. But I don't think it's like one way or the other. But I do think like when there isn't a stretch where, like we don't have a timeout or the timeout isn't being called. Like we as the players on the court and as veterans in this league have to do a better job of really just kind of figuring it out and really just talking about it. And I do think we have grown a lot. Like it probably didn't show in this game today, but we've grown a lot in being able to like just communicate and try to figure things out. And yeah, we just gotta not let it happen again.
Thanks,
Yeah.
CJ.
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Sabrina, thank you.